nare kene mu Eze nare kene mu obi mu juru nekene
Chineke nare kene mu Eze nare kene mu obi juru nekene Chineke nare kene mu Agune chemba nare kene mu
obi mu juru nekene obi mu juru nekene o obi mu juru nekene Chineke kusu niile nke ndị agha obi mu juru nekene ana m ekele gị maka ihe ọma dị iche iche ị na-eme ana m ekele gị maka ogologo ndụ na arụ isi ike ana m ekele gị maka nchekwa ka ị na-echekwa ụmụ gị ana m ekele gị maka nchekwa ị na-echekwa ụmụ ọdịnala Igbo ana m ekele gị maka nchekwa ị na-echekwa ụmụ Ugochi tụwara ọdịnala temple ana m ekele gị maka nchekwa ị na-echekwa ndị Enyi temple ana m ekele gị maka nchekwa ị na-echekwa ụmụ ọdịnala Igbo ana m ekele gị ọ bụrụ na ahụ anyị niile bụrụ sọ ọnụ o zuru inye ekele maka ihe ọma ị na-eme. Good morning viewers all over the world. Egwu ị nụrụ kịta bụ egwu si n'aka Nkwa Group nke ọ bụ mụnwa bụ Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu na achịkọbịa egwu si n'aka ngalaba na-afụ gbasara mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo Ugochi tubelu ọdịnala temple. Ọ bụrụ na ị like ya bụ egwu ị nụrụ jee na our social media platforms iTunes and rest of them ka ị download onye bụ egwu. We have all the rights. Maka ndị ọ bụ taa bụ izizi ha na-afụ m na social media maọbụ n'Eziokwu TV kpọọ m Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu na Oraifite. Abụbụ onye isi nchụaja na Ugochi tubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi lụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission bụrụkwazi onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me an ordinary evangelist or a priest. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke eziokwu, we are here today with a unique lecture titled How to Set Up an Odinana Altar. How to set up an Odinana altar. Believe in me, if you pay attention today, you will learn something that is very unique. But before we dive into today's lecture proper, important announcement. Don't forget that we are still in the month of November. Our monthly rituals, group monthly ritual, is still ongoing. You can join us anywhere you are all over the world. This morning, I have gone to the temple to make declarations and sacrifices on behalf of those that join us all over the world. We started this group ritual for upliftment, breakthrough, and liberations. We have lots of testimonies, but as you all know, we don't share testimonies on social media or in Eze-Ana TV. You know why? It's not necessary, but I can tell you, this month of November made it 3 years we started these group rituals. We have lots of testimonies, believe in me. I will keep on making declarations upon the lives of those that join us. On the last day of the month, we visit the waters to offer sacrifices to entities of powers, offer sacrifices and sadaka to water elements on behalf of all. Then we proceed back to the temple to offer sacrifices to entities of powers in the temple. I can tell you, so if you are interested in joining us, what you will do is forward your 3 prayer requests. Make token donation to the account number. Chat me on WhatsApp. I will tell you other details we need from you in order to book you. Yes, ọ bụrụ na ị nwere ajụjụ na nkụzi a ma ọ bụ na ịchọ ka agbaala gị afa miri emi ma ọ bụ na ịchọ ka iso na ya bụ group ritual, ihe ị ga-eme chat m na WhatsApp number 0805 78 37 672. I repeat, 0805 78 37672. Maukano 0813 82 43 871. I repeat, 0813 82 43 871. Let's now proceed. Yes. No Gawan Kesioku today. Topic is how to set up an odinana altar. Now, let me start by what is altar? Altar is a consecrated place dedicated for the purpose of sacred devotion. That is an altar. And we have many altars in Igbo spirituality. Yes. I will mention most of them now. Altars before Nde Anyari Abia, Ndocha Abia. Our people has no God. So it's not as if they are the one that taught us how to worship Chukwu. It's not true. Before Abia, I ain't Chukwu. I ain't Azabu Chukwu. Yes. Now Chukwu. So I will hear Basalo devotion before Abia. And before they came, we have all these sacred altars scattered all over the places in Igbo land and Africa in general. We have family altars, we have village altars, and we have town altars. I will explain. Do you know that even in your families has Okumo, a consecrated altar from time immemorial, but you don't know. Maybe because you have been brainwashed, so you don't know the importance of it. Maybe your great-grandfather was no more, and then out of ignorance, because you don't understand how things work, you destroyed them. Or maybe your father destroyed it because your father does not understand how things work. Maybe you followed Ndokanya. Are you following? But from immemorial, their family has what we call family altar. Anywhere over where family altar at a place. What idea? And that fundamental altars, those family altars, those foundation is sacred. And why so many families are suffering today is because of sacrilegious act against those sacred altars. Because whenever a sacred altar is abused, then people that owns that altar will pay severely for that negligence and the sacrilegious act. Let me give you an example. Like you all know my teachings, I normally cite examples from what you know. It doesn't make sense if I start citing Holy Incoming. Yeah, I'm not ready. It doesn't make any sense if I start quoting some of the ancient Egyptian books or African books. You have not read them. So it doesn't make point. So I want to use what you know. Because I understand that 80% of my audience have come across Bible. So I will use more of reference in the Bible to buttress my point. I understand that most of you have heard about the Ark of Covenant. But I can tell you that before that Ark of Covenant mentioned in the Bible, that our forefathers have always been in covenant with Chukwu kepụrụ ime ihe niile. Enwere ọgbụgba ndụ ndị nna nna anyị ha na Chukwu kepụrụ ime ihe niile gba. Bido na ezinụlọ dị iche iche from various families to the village and to the town in general. Let me use the Bible on to illustrate my point. At a particular time, according to that allegorical story in the Bible, the Israelites they entered into a covenant with Chukwu to protect them from their enemies and to fight their battles. And they were asked to build Ark of Covenant, Igbe Omwando, a symbol that represents that covenant. After building that Ark of Covenant, in that Ark of Covenant, there were two cherubim. Male and female facing each other in that Ark of Covenant. And there is this ogirisi that is there. And some other things with the 10 Commandments are one of those items inside Ark of Covenant. And that Ark of Covenant was declared holy, meaning that not everybody can serve within the Ark of Covenant. In Ark of Covenant, there is 4 people that normally carry Ark of Covenant, because the way they build Ark of Covenant is not to station it in one place. Whenever they are facing battle, they will take Ark of Covenant to the war front. And there is little more career people that normally carry that Ark of Covenant. So, on this particular day, and whenever they go to war with Ark of Covenant, yes, they always win. But where I want to go today is that on a particular day, as they are moving, the Ark of Covenant wanted to fall. Someone that called Eze wanted to put hand, and he was stuck there because he's not a chosen one to touch anything that relates to the altar. So, but the same Ark of Covenant that is very holy, that no one, if you are not selected, is permitted to touch it. But when they begin to live a reckless life, when they abandon their own part of the bargain of keeping the covenant, they were defeated by the Babylonians. And the Babylonians took that Ark of Covenant. Because whenever you abandon your altar will abandon you. When they begin to live a reckless life against original plan and covenant with truth, the entities of powers abandoned them. And that's why they were defeated. And because they were defeated, the entities of powers in the altar have abandoned them. That's why, and that makes the altar not to be valid again. And that is why when the Babylonians defeated them, they took them, and including alongside with the Ark of Covenant, and nobody died. What is the lesson from this particular story? The family altar originally was very effective. But because your family members abandoned that family altar and made that family altar inactive, that is the cause of your problem. Because by rejecting what makes you people tick, by rejecting what is supposed to hold to the high esteem, you are now operating without any backbone. You make yourself vulnerable to every attack, because in the spiritual realm, you are like an orphan that doesn't have any backer at all. So your family altar is supposed to be your protective shield. So our altars is a place that are sacred installations. And we approach our altars in devotion to receive blessings that flows therein. Let me tell you, Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe niile normally radiate his powers via those altars. That's why he told the Israelites that they should build at that Ark of Covenant, that via that Ark of Covenant, that Ark of Covenant will be able to where he will stand and radiate his grace to his people. The same thing when they experience this snake bite, he asked them to mold a snake as an altar and lift it up, that anybody that looked up to that snake, molded snake, in faith, that he will heal the person. So, no human spirit will withstand the direct power of Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe. Nobody will withstand it. Yes. In the presence of Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe, in his might, no human spirit will withstand, will melt. So whatever Chukwuokike wanted to come to us, to bless us for our own benefit, he normally pass through a set of process, a set of altar, so that set of altar will dilute his power a little bit to our own level, so that his power will not destroy us. Let me give you an example why altar is very important. Do you see this NEPA pole? There is one gigantic NEPA pole called power source. Sometimes you will see it from state to state. That big one you always see inside the forest while traveling, right? It's called power source. That power from that power source, maybe from Kaijidan and all these tubing NEPA power source, then he cannot tap from there. If he tries it, he will die, because the power is so high. So it's not good for human consumption. The same way is the power of Chukwuokike Premium. I'm trying to use something I use to explain Chukwuokike's power. So that power from that place will enter what is called maybe high tension. Those one that is straight in your street is called high tension. So by the time the power from there enter the NEPA substations, from that substations, from power source, you enter substations, from substations to high tension. From high tension, you enter your street transformer. From your street transformer, you enter the normal low tension, the one that is 4, that normally pass in front of your house. Then from that one, you can tap to your house, and there will be peace. So Chukwuokike's power, I want to tell you why the altar is very important. So no human being can withstand the raw power of Chukwuokike Premium. No human being can withstand it. So because of that, the raw power of Chukwuokike Premium will enter an altar, so that to step it down to the level that human being can absorb. So altar is very important. Having established this, various families have altars. Yes, like example, ebe ọbụla adọrọ ana ngwuru ezinụlọ bụ an altar. Ebe ọbụla adọrọ obi ndị ichie is an altar. Ebe ọbụla adọrọ okwu mmụọ dị iche iche, name them, your family is family altar. Then after that place, enwekwala ebe obodo ụmụnna dọrọ ana nke ha. Ebe ụmụnna dọrọ ana nke ha bụ ebe a nwere ike, where you will see asị na ebe awa okwu ana ụmụnna dị etu a. And they will say that the oldest person in that particular clan will be in charge of that particular ana. That is for the clan. The same thing to Okwarusi. From there, they will say there is this deity installation that the forefathers installed for a particular purpose, because every deity is like Aranjerin Kechuku, called upon and installed to dwell in the midst of people for the purpose of one thing or the other, depending on the agreement reached with the ancestors of that particular clan or village. So each alose is an altar. Yes. So having established all this, that alose is an altar and other things are altars. Now, another thing is that having known that these are all various altars in villages and everything, then my question is that you, as the father of the family, you have the powers, yes, to install an angul. I'm asking what I know. If you are a type that you're of age, you have already built house of your own, have your own household, you can set up an altar, family altar, and nobody will do it for you. What anybody can do for you is to guide you the process, and you will be able to set it up. A ga-eji nnekwu ana ga-adị ya, ogilisi, steam, akọt ga-adị ya, nzu ga-adị ya, edo ga-adị ya, nkwụ ga-adị ya, ọjị ga-adị ya, and rest of them. So gị nwa onwe gị efesi east, kwubie okwu na tata na gị nwa bụ Okeke Amaoke nwa Ibe akụzie m na taa na gị nwa bụ Okeke Amaoke nwa Ibe akụzie m na Ada-Ana ngwurube nna gị taa wee na-akpọkwu ndị aka na egere ndị egere na ndị mbụ ndị adịka ntana ndị na-eji olu na-eji Igbo ndị gboo the ancient people the ancestors na ndị nna ahụ ndị kụbarụ ana ngwuru a na ụmụ mmụọ niile nọ na ana ngwuru a na taa n'ihi na gị nwa bụ onye Okeke Amaoke na Ada-Ana ngwurube nna gị wee na-akpọ ha ụmụ mmụọ dị iche iche ndị bụ ndị be nna gị ji wee dị ebube na mmụọ niile ndị na-ejere Chukwu na mmadụ ozi na ngwurube nna gị nọọ ha ka ị na-akpọkụ n'ụbọchị taata ị na-adọ ana ngwuru a wee na-asị ha na taa na ana ngwuru a ma jụgwu n'oyi na onye gbogwu n'ọkụ. You make those declarations. After that one, you will do that the steam, Ugirisi steam IG. After na ụbọchị na anọ n'ụbọchị ya na ọ ga-adị 4 east, west, north and south. You are anchoring the energy, the land energy there at that particular spot. After that, tụọrọ ha nzu tụọrọ ha edo kwuo na nzu uwe ihe ọma na ihe ọma ga na-eme dooro ha edo si ha na edo na ọ ga-edoro ezinụlọ imezi anyị tụọ nkwụ ọkụ imesi ịwalụ ha ọjị ịwasịalụ ha ọjị isi ada emedeme gị na ha ataka ọjị denụ igbuoro ha oke ọba anwa igbuoro ha nnekwu anwa ọ bụrụkwa na ị chọrọ idu ana ngwuru dịka anyị rekọmend ana ngwurube nna gị kwesịrị inwe ọfọ idebe ọfọ anwa ya bụ ọfọ ana ngwuru a igbu onye bụ ọkụkọ gbusi ya ọbara ya na ya bụ ebe ahụ Ugirisi anya na ya bụ ọfọ anwa and make declarations. So from time to time were ọfọ gị jee ebe a jegodoro ha ịghọtara ya from time to time ije chụọrọ ha aja onwe etu ọbụla o si wee dịrị gị. If you know the powers of this altar, one day I will set time to explain the powers of this altar. Ijekwa ebe a jegodoro ha chụọ aja isichakwa anya bụ ọkụ iwerukwa isi ya n'ụkwụ ya wetara ha ebe wasị ya na ọkụ egekwana kpọrọ ha nni with believer and jidenia imesia ya, then other flesh you can share it with anybody that cares. That is how to set up an odinana. Edo ana ngwurube nna gị. Very important. Na mmadụ na-achọ gị okwu abụrụ mgbe ị dọrọ ana mee ihe ị kwesịrị ime a na-akwụdoro gị na na-adị na mma. Because onye na-eje na be dibịa na-eje na-agwọrọ gị ajọ ọgwụ ka o megide gị ọ bụrụ na ana ka onye a na-azụ ụkwụ dibịa na-agwọ ajọ ọgwụ imegide ọ bụrụ na ana ka ọ na-azụ ụkwụ. So the most important thing is let's be at peace with anabenna gị. Anabenna gị ga-agbara gị ọgụ onye ọbụla na-achọ ka ọ bụrụ gị na ya ọ bụrụ onye na ha. So be at peace with the land of your birth. Very important. This is what you must do. Secondly is this. Pay attention to anabenna gị maka ọdịmma gị. You have to do it. So having said this one you can do anabenna gị when you have the full access, full control of your compound as the head of the family. However, I want to talk to those people that are living abroad. You are living outside the country or you are living in Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, rest of them. You can still set up an altar. Let me tell you, I have the powers to anchor the light anywhere you are. And don't forget, the ultimate altar remains the power of the sun, because the sun is the energizer. So anywhere you are, always locate the east. How to locate the east? Because east is an altar. East is an altar. So anywhere you are, ebe anyanwụ si achalite is an altar on its own. It's natural altar. That is why if you see a dibia that have his own place temple, you will still see that the person must have where ihe anyị na-akpọ anyanwụ na-eze enu ebe ọ dọrọ anyanwụ. Because the power of the light is supposed to be energizing the altar. So the power of the sun is too heavy and it's the energizer. Without the power of the sun, nothing germinates. So haven't you noticed that all the world temples build their temple facing the east? Because east is the fountain of grace, fountain of power. Let me tell you another thing that will shock you. You remember those our brothers that are into this Ondola Okalakuba? Yes, they always face the east. Anywhere they are celebrating, they are doing all their stuff, they face the east. They cannot, east remain the east, whether morning, afternoon, or night. Whether there is sun, there is no sun, east remain the east. So anywhere you are, locate the east. Once you locate the east, you always face the east. That's why even themselves, once they want to pray, even if they pray very early in the morning, they locate the east. The one they pray late in the night, they locate the east, because east remains east. So if you cannot even stay in your compound, so that to avoid being accused of one thing you don't know, you can stay inside your room. 4 corners of your room has east, west, north, and south. So locate the east. How to locate the east is simple. If you are living in the urban areas, anywhere they search the dish, and you have neighbors that have dish, satellite dish, anywhere that satellite dish face, like DSTV, they normally face east. Yes, or Ezioku TV, anywhere they face is east. So anywhere the satellite dish face, meaning if you are enter inside the room, any room that is any 4 corners of your room that face that side is the east. Or if you are like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, that sun that normally come out early in the morning, anywhere the sun is coming from is the east. I just want to give you some instances for you to understand how to locate east. Now, if you want to set up an altar inside your room, inside your flat, let me tell you what you will do. Whether you are abroad or you are in Nigeria, but you are living in urban centers, there is a way you can anchor the light, anchor your altar in your own room. Yes, in your own apartment. You can do it. Very simple. Pay attention and you will learn something that is very unique. Remember, to set up an altar or to consecrate altar is done by the word of mouth. Or you go one you will altar. So got all maybe your table of any size, whether it's size 2 or whatever, you will use to erect your altar. Then look for a white cloth of any size that will suit whatever table or size tool you are using. You want to use to set up your altar. You look for a cloth that will be measurable with the size. Then go and look for a plate, a plastic plate, this white plastic plate. Yes, but if you cannot see it, you can use any other one. You can use even the metal one, stainless steel, or ceramic, whatever. Go and look for uzu or fuedo. Then you are good to go. Go and look for a candlestick. You can get a candle and candle standing. Good. Then it's not a bad thing if you decide to add flour too to beautify it. So, but the most important thing is this: the alligator pepper will be there too. You get another plate that where you will be putting kind of money. Yes. Then look for a plate where you will be putting the rice yuzu. So what you will do is this. Today, make declaration. Call Chukwu, call your spiritual forces, call entities of powers. Tell them that today I need to anchor your altar. Below that your table or stool, as case may be, each of you erect that your altar. What altar in the Uber altar? Below that table and stool Dobiana, a permanent place, each of the call. That's an attack in the Uber altar. Dobiana East. You are Dobiana at the east position, so that whenever you're standing before facing your altar, you are facing the east. So the table, your altar will be in your front. You will see Nike Chukwu, work to Funzu. Nike Chukwu, then I walk you, that go up on to a bar for that I'm erecting my altar today. By calling all the entities of powers, like today is a case. Yes, any day you are starting it, you start for the entities of powers that receive sacrifice on that particular day. So today is a case. So You can use any day of your choice you want to start it. You want to erect it. Today, that needs nzu na nzu bụ ihe ọma na-eji nzu a wee na-ankọ na-akpọtụ mmụọ niile na-eri oke n'ụbọchị eke. Ihe ị ga-eme bụ iwere efere that center plate anyị chọrọ ide dọba na center of that your altar. Iwere sị ha na tata bụ eke na-eji nzu a wee na-akpọ calling down all the entities of powers that receive sacrifices on eke day. Entities of powers dị na-arụ ọrụ going about doing good on eke day. Entities of powers that flows into creation on eke day. N'ike Chukwu that you are using this nzu to call them down on this your altar. You keep it by the east. You bring take another one. Nzu. Said that today you are calling upon the entities of powers that receive sacrifices going about doing good on Holy Market Day. In the power of the Most High, that you are calling them down to anchor them in this your altar in Holy Market Day. You put it at the west side in your plate. You take another one, make the same declaration that you call your name again, that you are anchoring all the entities of power, that today you are installing the altar. You are calling all the entities of power that receive sacrifice in Afro Market Day. In the name of God Almighty, they should come down and anchor in this your altar. You put it in north. Take the last one. Call your name again. Do the same thing, that you are calling all the entities of powers that receive sacrifice in the Market Day. Going about doing good on the Market Day. Today that you are calling them down to be in this your altar. You keep it. Making it east, west, north, and south. Now, check that Edo. One Edo you have it. Put it in the center that everything will be calm for you. That it shall be well with you. Make the declaration and put that Edo in the middle. Now, bring your candlestick. You keep it by the right side. Say, today, I'm lighting up this your altar. That let every darkness vanish. That as you are lighting this your altar, that no power will ever off your light. You light up your candle. Anytime you are there to make pronouncement, make division, once you come, you will lighten up the candle. Once you are done with that day's division, you off the candle. Yes. Very important. Then, by the left side, keep your alligator pepper. So that whenever you approach the altar, no soldier they did the hair. Anytime you approach the altar, take a soldier there. It will cleanse yourself. But you purify yourself before coming to the entities of powers in your altar. Then, by the right side, go and look for notes of money. Look for notes of money. If preferable, if you can get high denomination note, better. Drop it that this altar, from today going forward, that this altar will be bringing money. That you are using this your altar as a point of contact. Because money is very essential in the world we are living today. Because even if you are staying abroad, you need money to pay your rent, right? You need money to buy your food stuff and everything. So money is very essential. That today, from today going forward, that the entities of powers that brings money will always be in your favor. Drop it. At least 4 notes, better. Yes. Then after that, by the left side, look for a plate. A plate where you put your powderized insu and they do. Yeah. Then you can have a small plate where anytime you come there to pray, after you must have used your alligator pepper to cleanse yourself or have your thorough bath before coming to your altar. If you cannot have your thorough bath, then use alligator pepper to cleanse yourself. Take some of the pitch of this powderizing zoo and they do. Then be pouring it gradually. The way I'm doing my hands like this. Yes, be doing it gradually. They will be filling small on the plate, where disposable plate. that at the end of the day, you can go and blow those powderized Nzu that you have used to pray out and keep them clean for the next day. So today, you are calling upon your chi, entities of powers, calling your Izumezu. When you are doing it, you will be releasing those powderized Nzu small, small. Because I don't back up from what is an honor. Whenever you are approaching, you want to interact with the spirit, make sure you come with something. So that Nzu, if you finish the one you are having in the hand, it takes some again. Once you are calling upon the entities of powers, you'll be releasing those powderized Nzu gradually, calling them Happy Amanzu, Nakamanzu Amamuni. Keep praising them, keep doing the interactions, keep making pronouncements till you call of them at the end of the day after inviting them. Why inviting them? You will be releasing the Nzu gradually because Nzu will be home. In the ancient Igbos, if somebody comes to your house and you welcome the person, the first thing you will give the person is to give the person Okwanzu. Giving the person Okwanzu means that you welcome the person. Are you following? The day I will teach about Nzu, you will learn something, because when you give the person Nzu, if you come to somebody's house and the person have not given you Nzu, it means that the person have not really welcomed you in ancient Igbos. He give you Okwanzu. Once he give you Okwanzu, next thing you will do is to balance very well and gina na bando. That time you are doing your inatunzuna, your covenant. Yes. Na n'iji gbalo na ya bụ ezinụlọ ụmụ maka ihe ọma. The block ihe ọjọọ wee bịa. Pattern na if the person is coming for to make case, the person will not even accept to etunzuna. He will not accept it. Yes. But once your hands are clean, you are coming for something better for the family. You accept Nzu, you na abando. Na obi be kana ezu na ko de ma na ga dire ezu na ma na ga de pasiri bi. After it is Nzu, the person will give you hot and akwanye to ya Nzu, the tuena. And make pronouncements. After that, the person will now offer you cooler. That is the process. So what I'm telling you is that when you are inviting those your entities of powers, don't go empty-handed. Are you following? Unless if you don't have Nzu 500 naira, you will not be able to finish it in 1 year. So if you don't have Nzu, maybe you are staying abroad, you don't have access to Nzu, you can use hot to pour libation. And let's try forget. If wherever you are living right now, hearing this person, if you have access to your patana ajaben nagi, then put it in a small cup and keep it by the side, by the right side. If you have ajaben negi, ajikun negi, keep it by the other side. Then so that anytime you are pouring libation, that is in a you pour it on that sand. And I bet we got hands and I bet you picture of salt. This is one. Yes, that is how you can set up an odinana altar, even while you are living far away from home. So that anytime you are doing your spiritual exercise, you go to your altar. Or if there is any time you have prayer request, you can write your intention. When you are doing like maybe 21 days rituals, you write that your prayer request and place it in the altar. Believe in me, if you set up this altar, you start to reap the benefit of attracting entities of powers closer to your house. Do this and it shall be well with you. Even all the world religions normally have their altars set up in their various homes. Is it the Hinduism? I have been there to India. I know that every one of them have altars in their various homes, even in their offices. Even in Nigeria, if you know any company that is managed by the Indians, yes, and the manager is an Indian man, go to his office, you must see his altar. Let me stop here. Having said this, I've known the importance of setting up an altar. And I shall be well with you whenever you are going to the altar to make declaration. Let me stop you. If you have any question in today's lecture, or you want us to do deep consultation for you, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 783 7672. I repeat 0805-7837672. See you tomorrow. No ga one case. I will not wear broad but I not the blessing of the Most High be with you and abide with you. May you be favored. May the work of your hands begin to yield fruit. May there be success, upliftment, and breakthrough. May whatever you lay hands be successful. In the name of the Most High, the Creator of the whole universe. Eze-Ana. See you tomorrow. No ga one case. I will go in when I do 0805-7837672. I repeat 0805-7837672 or 0813-8243-871. I repeat 0813-8243-871. Eze-Ana.